Hello, everyone. My name is Philip Young, and I am a professional spiritual advisor. And I wanted to do a number of videos about the presidential election. This video is going to be using the I-Ching as the tool to answer a question that I wanted to provide to get an understanding about what it is that this election really is asking of this country. And so I came up with a question, and then I used this tool to get an answer. And the answers are based on what are called hexagrams. And the I Ching is called the Book of Changes. It's made up of 64 of these hexagrams. And I want to explain that to you in the start of the video. And then I want to show you the answer I got as well as share the question with you that I selected. The question I did not select was who's going to win the presidency. Um, for me, but as someone who was a history major and as someone who has been doing this work for a fair amount of time, I've been doing astrology professionally for since 2013, and I have been doing work with the I Ching for almost as long, and I've been doing tarot readings since 1992. So I've been at that for quite some time. So for me, the larger question is what do I need to tell people that will help them that is beyond just the immediacy of someone getting elected? Because the issues that are going to be in play, they're going to be in effect regardless of who gets elected. And there may be ways in which each of those candidates thinks they're going to solve the problem that likely are going to get completely overrun by the problem. The level at which these problems are in play and the complexity that they bring are going to make any sort of campaign promises look sort of weak and limiting. There's just too much that's going on that the idea of this thing will happen or that thing will happen or I'll be able to make this agenda happen. Both candidates are, I mean, they're doing what they do in order to try to garner people's attention and get the vote that they want to get. But in terms of the actual environment that's going on from an astrological standpoint, that I think we can also see from the standpoint of what's happening in the world is utterly complex. And there are going to be some very big changes that are going to happen that have to do with the physical environment, that have to do with political decisions, that have to do with certainly technology, AI being one of them. So I really want to try to help people understand what we're trying to live through, quite honestly. And the presidential election does represent a key moment. And there are things in that moment that I think are really important. And I was really interested to see what the I Ching provided based on the question that I decided to ask. So let's sort of jump in and take a look at this particular tool. And what this tool is, it's literally a book made up of 64 hexagrams. So here's the paragraph I've written for you. The I Ching, or Book of Changes, is an ancient Chinese divination text used to provide guidance in decision-making and understanding life's patterns. It consists of 64 hexagrams, each representing different life situations and energies. By casting coins, users generate hexagrams and interpret the resulting patterns to gain insight into personal and universal wisdom. There is another method called a yarrow stick method. I prefer coins. It's easier to do, and it gives the results that you need. In I Ching coin casting, you toss 3 coins 6 times to form a hexagram. Each coin toss produces a line. Lines are solid or broken, changing or unchanging. The 4 possible coin combinations produce the following lines. 3 heads is a changing solid line. 3 tails is a changing broken line. 2 heads and 1 tail is a broken line. And 2 tails and 1 head is a solid line. So what you want to do is you want to come up with a question. And with the I Ching, questions can be very specific. And they are going to provide you with answers that are designed to, in many ways, be definitive. It's the one tool that I find interesting because it is in so many ways more direct and some to some degree a bit more deterministic. As a result of that, I tend to favor questions that are a bit more open for myself. But people can certainly ask any question you want to, and the casting will give you an answer. So the hexagram is built from the bottom to the top. The first casting is the bottom line. You formulate your question, you've got it in your mind, you say it out loud, you cast the coins, you pick the coins up, you cast them again. Now, the method that I use is, and the one that I came across that I accepted, is holding the coins in your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, it'd be your left hand if you're right-handed. Sorry. right hand if you're left-handed. If you're ambidextrous, you can hold them in any hand. You can do it both ways. But you hold them, you ask your question, you shake the coins, you cast them onto a table, into a container, onto the floor, whatever you want. The first three castings make up the lower trigram, and the last three castings make up the upper trigram. Each of these trigrams are identified by some sort of either object or element. So fire, mountain, heaven, earth, these are the type of trigrams. The upper and lower trigram are put together to form the hexagram. The hexagram is the answer to the question. If there's no changing lines in the hexagram, it is fixed or stagnant. If there is a changing line or changing lines, then the hexagram moves to another hexagram. It changes, and there's an answer that lies ahead. Now, here's my question. I asked, what do the people of the United States need from this presidential election? And I was very interested in how the answer turned out. It's something that I thought I agreed with. I think this is what is needed. Now, whether we can get there or not, it's certainly not going to happen after the election or probably anytime soon, but it does represent, spiritually speaking, what the need happens to be. So the hexagram I got first was synergy. It's hexagram 30, fire over fire. And the changing line I had was number 4. But the answer for 30 is, and with the fourth line being the changing line, it emphasizes the need for clarity and enlightenment in leadership. It suggests that the winning candidate must inspire confidence and unity while addressing distractions or challenges. The country seeks a leader who can illuminate the path forward, fostering balance and harmony amid uncertainty in these unsettling times. And these are unsettling times. I think that can be probably agreed upon. That might be one of the few things that could be agreed upon by everyone that's picking whatever side that they feel they want to be on, is that ultimately these are unsettling times, and we do want certainty, and certainty is being offered in a variety of different ways, and that's been the case historically. Certainty can be offered through strong arm tactics. Certainty can be offered through some sort of unifying message, but one way or the other, we would like to have some sense of the uncertainty or the chaos being held back or managed or brought to a place where we can feel a little bit more comfortable. Now, the answer that was going to is hexagram 22. So fire becomes mountain with that changing line. And what we have here is mountain over fire, and the hexagram is grace. So what do we need? We need the importance of grace and aesthetics in leadership. The country needs a candidate who embodies elegance and charm, effectively communicating their vision. This hexagram highlights the necessity for a leader who can inspire through other awareness and wisdom, creating an inviting atmosphere for collaboration and understanding, especially during these challenges of a very disruptive future that we're headed towards. Now, whoever wins this election is going to face the same energies that George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt faced, which is a country in revolution, a country divided, and a country embroiled and drawn into world wars. I wish I could offer a happier scenario, but that just doesn't match with what's going on energetically from an astrological standpoint. So what happened in terms of what I will talk about in the astrology is George Washington became president at the time that Pluto was moving through Capricorn, which it is just now ending, and it will be in the last degree of Capricorn on the day of the election, and then it will go into Aquarius permanently after November the 19th. Also, Neptune in Pisces, which it's been there since 2011, it was there during the lead up to and the first 2 years of the Civil War. So again, repeating energy. And then the last one, Uranus, currently in Taurus. Last time it was there, Great Depression and World War II. These are all aligned together at the same time. Whoever gets this presidency is going to have to face that situation. And we'll see if they step up. We'll see if they get stepped on. That might possibly be the case. Anyway, if you are interested in your own I-Ching reading, you'd like to do a reading with me, or you would like to see how it's done, and you have a question you would like to ask, then certainly feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to perform that service for you. And I hope that you found this interesting. I certainly did find it interesting when I went through it myself. All the best to everyone listening.